Sorry. Hey, everybody. It's just me, Shamika Myers with Native Skirts Alliance, and little old me is still on mommy duty. And I'm trying to set up all my devices and stream so that way we all can. Hey, everybody. It's just me, Shamika Myers with Native Skirts Alliance. So we all can like start with our Self Warrior Talk. So, Self Warrior Podcast. This week topic is walking in purpose and in our peace. So if you don't know me, I am Shamika Myers with Maidens Gardens Alliance. I'm streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook right now. So I do Self Warrior Talk to help prep ourselves for the week, for the day, and to make sure that we are equipped mentally, also prepare the night before. A lot of times we are not feeling for a good morning on a Monday. And I want to make sure that we stay prepared in a sense of mentally getting ahead of how we sometimes want to already prepare ourselves to feel. We don't want to give up the weekend. We enjoy the freedom, the relaxation that it brings. And then now here comes Monday, bringing in that push and hustle. So if y'all are tapping in with me, please leave a comment. If you are new to my page or new to my profile, please subscribe, please follow. I appreciate everyone. We are rising now on social media, on Facebook. We are at 9K. Yes, I'm so excited. And my birthday is in 3 days. Mama Cakes is really on it. So, but tonight I wanted to make sure I came in to encourage us to walk in confidence. A lot of times I didn't feel confident for how the week was going to come. Not saying that I wasn't prepared or what. I just was like, it's another curveball bound to happen no matter how prepared I felt it may seem. But a lot of times with that little seed of doubt or that little seed of not of a push as we would like, it sometimes hinder us, or a lot of times it hinder us for having the best day, the great morning, getting that good old rest for the day. So confidence, where do confidence come from? We want to talk about it. Confidence come once from having a commitment. So I want to ask different people, like, what are you committed to? Let's think about it. When we feel committed, that is attachment, that is feel like that is a priority. You know what I mean? Like we're making that thing, we're making that thing the center of that moment. So with that, it's like, what is influencing your life that you are committing yourself to? Either it's a thought, either it's a food. When we think about what we're committing ourselves to, and then what we're thinking about, how we show up in that space. When you commit yourself, are you showing up like halfway? Are you feeling halfway? You feel confident into there because you know you don't put your all into it. You know you're doing this. You know you're doing that. You know it's a good cause on why you're doing it. So these things make us feel confident when we commit ourselves in a way of giving, or you know what I mean, and the aspect of just from our soul. So I want to see, how are we encouraging ourselves to commit ourselves to be more confident into our week, to be more excited to wake up for the day. These things are really important. And a lot of times these are intimate thoughts. Lately, we put things out on social media platforms to help free the people that are surrounding us, because we're following people that are like-minded, right? We're picking and choosing people that hold somewhat of a character, either for now, past, or who we want to become. And with that, you are committing yourself to like, follow, share. You know, you're committing yourself to the family, work, food, cooking. You know, you're committing your own self to getting up in the morning, being the best person, getting yourself dressed. But sometimes are you confidently strong in that area? So I got to bring in me, because I always have to be the health expert, or I got to bring in a nutritional adjustment, and the realization, the reality of the situation. So in reality, when we are feeling somewhat and walking into what we are truly committed to on a daily day basis, we have different signs that sometimes we're having irregular bowel movements, or our food is feeling like it's not digested properly. Sometimes we have acid reflux, or we're not feeling good or don't want to have an appetite today, or we're not having that urge of inviting meals. I have a lot of people tell me now. I'm streaming on two cameras here. I'm on YouTube, striving on our page, Made of Starts Alliance, and I'm as well on my main page, Shamika Myers. So a lot of times that we're facing our moods, and we're trying to approach things that we commit ourselves to, and we're feeling a little bit of shortcoming that plays on mood swings, where we're anxiously trying to get it done, multitasking at the same time. Like a lot of times, we're self-warrior talking, it comes from a place of where we have committed one way more than the other. And it wears and tears on our confidence in another place in our wellness approach. When I look at wellness, I think about the whole entire balance. I'm talking about my sleep patterns. I'm talking about my exercise. I'm talking about my eating. I'm as well how much stress I endure, or how I react to the stress that came upon that day, or like my relationship. These things are so important because we commit ourselves in a way to these 5 things when we simply think about it. Because we can look at health and think about so many different topics, but I try to think about lifestyle in a 5 key aspect to saying, are you getting enough sleep? Are you exercising? You know, these things seem so small, but we overpass them. And then while we're in the self-care month, we don't even implement them. We neglect those things sometimes. Say, oh, 4 hours is enough sleep, but your body is still telling you that you're tired. Like, oh, I can exercise another time, but your joints and you're squatting and you're still getting that same aggravated knee pain. Like, these things are true, but when we think about self-care and self-love, we think about the physical or what we can do to our body instead of just nourishing our body on an everyday aspect just to keep us functioning. And them things will help improve the list of warning signs that I listed above: poor bowel movement, undigested food, you know what I mean? Feeling not in the mood to eat at all, dealing with depression on and off, anxiety, anger at times, or irritable. Like, these things are real, and these things is us. So self-warrior talk is bringing this thing to the front forth, telling you from your story, from your perspective, because I only can speak from my perspective. So the things on this list I bother with, like either it was from medication, either it was from different environment changes or different type of foods, but my body had interact and gave me a sign of signal, a warning that something is going on here. And depending on what I committed myself to that day or for that week, we show up, our body shows up, and it tells us what is going on, queen, what is going on, king, depending on who is listening to this message today. So self-warrior talk is more of inspiration, outlook, awareness, opening up our minds to approaching our nutrition, our life, our adjustments in a different way. But you also have to make sure that it fits you. One shoe doesn't fit all. These things can be reframed to fit many different lifestyles. The name of the game, the strategy of it does not change. It's just, who game is it? Is it your game? Is it somebody else's game? Is it their turn? Did somebody else have played that game or encountered these health effects and then it skipped us? Like, a lot of things skip generation and a lot of things pass to generation. But if we don't make ourselves aware or speak on just the minor things, then a lot of things get overlooked over time. So back to what we commit ourselves is how we show up confidently in it. So I commit myself to workouts. I always talk about my personal, because y'all see me working out. So I always say that, but I commit myself to my family in a different way, reading books to Sky, to make sure her reading is on top. Actually being active with Juicy, because my little guy has grown rapidly for his age. And I want to make sure that his growth stay within his age group, like, so that way he doesn't encounter any borderline health effects just because he's growing at a rapid rate that I can't control because his height is not there. I went through the same thing with my 13-year-old as well. He had grew in a growth spurt where he gained 100 pounds in a year. Within that 100 pounds, I'm going to nutritional school and like trying to be a nutritionist and like all of these things, talking to the doctors, like, how can I help my kid? Like, I know I'm feeding him all the things that he needs to have. What is going on? We give him a sugar test, baby poor, borderline, like borderline diabetic. All things was reversed within 1 year of just adapting and understanding where he was physically at. And I was able to adjust that change. Now he grew 8 inches in height and never gained a pound. The weight spread it out till he was able to catch up to it. But a lot of times we're not speaking out about these things because we're saying, nope, my baby good. Nope, I'm good. And when we say we are good, we are accepting what is bound to come just because we're okay right now. And I can't let that happen to us, and I will not. So a lot of times I joke and I laugh, but I have a very serious message on why I'm here, what I do, why I call myself like the personal trainer, the weight loss coach, because it's not about how many pounds that you lose. It's not about the physical. It's about the mental. It's about the nutritional balance. It's also about how you internally feel when you enter into this journey and when you exit out. Boom, I'm telling you. So with what daddy got?
No, Sky.
Sky got a popsicle that she needs to please put down. And you're not getting a popsicle. Thank you. We're gonna have a nice hot pot roast in just a few seconds, soon as these garlic biscuits get on about the oven. I got how many? I got about 5 more minutes. Thank y'all. My babies is not playing. And I fed them right before so that way they wouldn't act me. So the secrets to healthy digestion system. And I like to talk about the digestion system because without the digestion system, a lot of our thinking, a lot of our movements is not connected at 100%. So, and the reason why I say that, because I took the steps on how to connect my body in 100%, like at 100% way. And you can ask your doctors, you can ask everyone that how your body needs to be fed in many different ways. You might need more than others, but the digestion system has its own automation on how it works. All you need to know is the secret functional process, and then you nurture yourself around the process. Like, so secrets, you need food. We can't skip out real food. Sometimes we want to go to a lot of other things, but if our body does not recognize it as food, I'm telling you, it's going to like interrupt the chain of digestion, like how the food process. We have to chew. Even if you have a smoothie, we be doing our juices. We like to juice. I was at a period where I juiced a lot. I still had to chew. Mechanically processing your food, chewing, moving your jaws, all helps the process open up your esophagus, your throat, your phases, the process and stages on how your body get ready to do its thing. We need probiotics. Our stomach acid is very important. If your stomach acid cannot break down the food, then we're not breaking down no foods, y'all. Like, our stomach is not where the navel is at. We can't still be believing that is where our stomach is positioned. Right on lower, right there where your rib cage is at in the middle, you can feel it. That is where your stomach sits, all the way up top there. So when we're down below our belly, that is intestinals. That is like our organs. That is the truth. We need enzymes. Enzymes help keep us regulated, keeps the body absorbing these things, because absorption really happens in the smaller intestines. And we think the larger intestine is doing a lot of things. It is. But the absorption on our nutrients, it happens in the small intestine. So we want to make sure our food is breaking down and getting towards there, as well as having fibers. Like, we want to have fiber because we want to have good, healthy bowel movements. Good, healthy bowel movements is very important. How your bowel movements happens is very important. How frequent they happen is very important. Like, because it lets you know exactly how healthy your gut is. Boom, period. So that was kind of it for my message out for today, my self-warrior talk. We're going to always hit steps in my story onto my page. I put up the 21-day core crush challenge. I've really went in on the core this year because I struggle with my personal building with the foundation. I never had stomach muscles that was tightened. I never had abs. I never had a built body. Like, I was built. Okay. All right. All right. But it wasn't in a way where it gave me longevity and mobility. If so, I wouldn't have twisted out my ankle. I wouldn't have fractured my foot. I would have had balance. Like, you know what I mean? My body wouldn't have held water retention so heavily that it did, but it did. And these are truthful things on how we have to enlighten ourselves and be free so that way we can help someone else be free. A lot of times I held fluid around my wrists. My wrists used to slip out. I held fluid around my ankles, just constantly walking and working in the nursing field all for 16 hours, 8 hours. My feet used to swell so bad that it was a size bigger. I was in a size 8 when I always have been a size 6 in shoe. And when I got to a size 8 and my feet were so swollen and tight, I knew right then and there, like, nah, this is not me. My feet don't grow like that. It was the fluid that my body was holding and storing, because during the times that I would work, I would not provide myself the water amount that I needed. So my body would store it when I did have it. And from there, it still wasn't using it because I had dry mouth and I had so many different other things that was going on that I found so unique that we do not know about, we overlook. And I had to write them down because I was like, hold up. Once I knew this, I wanted to let everybody know that we have a pH balance for our normal saliva. And a lot of times when we think that we are hydrated, you can always check with pH balance strips. Our normal saliva balance should be at 8.8 through a 7.4. Our goal as women, because our body attacks a lot of things we endure, we multitask. So our goal is to make sure that we stay between a 7.2 and a 7.4. When I found out my numbers, y'all, my numbers was like a 7.7. And I was like, yo, how can that be? And then when I went up and then my numbers was like a 6.3. And that was because at that time I was a higher smoker. Like, smoking would definitely cause dry mouth. And if you are doing different things to enjoy your life, all all Coach Meek asks is to nourish yourself behind in the back end. It's very important to make sure that you do things to keep your mobility, to keep your wellness. So when we think about health coaches and we think about different people that talk to us about our wellness and our changing and our adapting and our adjustments, we're like, oh, don't tell me what to do. No, a lot of people do bark at what to do, but I like to talk about how to nourish yourself on what you're doing. It's not about just withdrawing so quickly because your body is so used to it that it throws us into a chemical reaction of inflammation. You know what I mean? Lightheadedness, dizziness. A lot of us comes with infections because our body is so used to these things that we do every day. And then you suddenly just stop. It's like, what is going on? Like, it opens up another can. So you have to withdraw with steps. Like people that have different, it's nothing but addiction. Like people that have different things, approaching them, you have to have steps. Like, you have to nourish yourself. So that's the true balance on it, on how I like to bring it to a head on how you can, know different parts of you and your body balance and fluids. All right. So I love y'all. I didn't mean to get all deep, but I meant to get deep. Okay. And this is the Self-Warrior Talk with just me, Shamika Myers, Made This Girls Alliance. Please follow, subscribe. We're on YouTube as well, Made This Girls Alliance, Coach Shamika Myers on Facebook, Shamika_2022 as well for Simple Fitness Clubhouse. And we go as Made This Girls Alliance for Holistic Wellness. Y'all have an awesome evening, and an awesome start to the week. Check y'all out later. So that's what's up, YouTube. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with me. I love y'all so much. I do want to go into just another thing that if you would like to be on the podcast to speak your truth on your nutritional balance, if you have went on the weight loss journey, you have adjusted, you have had success or some disappointments, if you would like to share it out, if you have any awareness, if you're a nutritional coach, health expert, and you would like to share out to install encouragements from your point of view onto our podcast, I would love to have you. Speaking from a genuine place takes courage. Also understanding that you are not alone in speaking that power and sowing that seed into someone is very, very valuable. I commend you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being who you are. Remember, being real is way more better than being perfect. Being real is taking back your power of acceptance, is walking in your confidence and knowing that you are committed to you. Love y'all. I'll check y'all out later.